Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Forex Black Box. Today is the 1st of August 2020. Just quick update, weekly update on Forex market and some equity, S&P and Nasdaq. Look at heat map here, S&P 500. You see that it's kind of 50-50 situation going on, and there's not really much of momentum going on the daily. If we go back to weekly performance, similar. If we go down to the monthly, it's just sideways, to be honest. Just like from the chart itself, you can tell it's a sideways. We'll go back to the chart shortly. Go to Forex. We see crude oil is $40, hit $40 nicely, and Euro US, it was really keep going in the last couple of weeks, up momentum, as you can see on my chart here. On the chart, you see on hourly, just keep trending up, very small momentum. I mean, moves, but there's no like impulsive move. It just slowly grinding higher and higher. Um, on the day of Friday, you look down here. The CAD started pullback, and New Zealand was the weakest. Big measure like 1%. As you can see that 1% down here. Weakness against the rest of the currencies as trending down. That was a good trade last week of pound New Zealand, pound Aussie, pound dollar. It was very good. So we see pound here just stayed above the water just on Friday. So kind of Swiss and pound are up. US just pulled back as well. So pound looks like it's going to hold nicely in the coming week. I will talk about it in the chart shortly because I think this is going to be pullback in the make before we try to push more higher. And let's just move into COT report. Just to be clear about that, guys, everyone. This is from Chicago Exchange, right? So this is a report coming from Chicago Exchange future contract. So if you be looking at this, it's gonna give you a quick picture of what's happening here, the dealers, asset managers, and other assets as well, like the banks and all the stuff. So this really in real time frame every day the price been priced in and out from the exchange because the volume you see on your broker is only limited to the bank they registered with. So the bank that lend them that money, they will only give the value, the volume of that whole bank only, or multiple banks to all together. You should find out what is your broker, how many banks is connected to, and what that volume uh, coming through. I think all volumes are the same across Forex, but the reality is this volume is not real, okay? Because the volume is not the exchange volume because Forex is not centralized in one place. So all order come in one place, and after that, giving the information out from one place. Now this volume is not the same, so make sure that is don't rely on the volume every time you try to trade. We only get a bigger picture every week where the big player playing, because the big player playing Forex, they do trade on a future contract of cable or euro or what have you. So all these currencies that have been traded on future contract, and the volume on the future contract is the real volume. That's where you can make decision of. So you probably, if you are a future trader, you probably know what I'm talking about. But this information itself, it is valid for the next move because the price move on this kind of indication. This is a very good indicator. Um, However, from your broker, regular broker is just isolated broker connected to a couple of banks here around there. But the exchange itself, that's where the volume is the right volume because this stuff maybe can be priced in later on the next day. They don't directly connect it to the real exchange. Is not centralized in one place. So this is a volume here, or this is the orders being priced in the market, and your broker is here, broker, right? Just to make it bit clear, and connected to a couple of banks, whatever, how many banks are connected. Those banks connected to central bank And the central bank at the end of their working day, they send the information to the exchange, right? It's still not centralized, it's not real time. There's a time here, is a big time gap. And do not rely on the volume, rely only on the candlestick. That's your main decision driver. Do not rely on the stock. Sorry, do not rely on the volume or your broker information. You only need to know where the price printing. You need to go to proper data, a proper hourly or 4 hourly or daily data to make a decision. If you're a day trader, you should have a good broker delivering a good feed of your data, the closest to the future contract. Okay, enough said of this. Move to the calendar. We see the calendar on Monday. We have some high impact news of US, New Zealand, Aussie. On Monday, Tuesday, wrapped up together. So Tuesday, Asia session overnight in UK is going to be a lot of movement. RBA rate statement and employment change quarter on quarter, unemployment rate for New Zealand. So New Zealand has already went down just ahead of this news. Yes, Friday. So good indication probably is just for pullback, maybe pull back up again, continue back down. I reckon that you don't trade right on the news stop. I mean, like trade the reaction, not the news. After the reaction of the statement, you probably will know where we're going from there. If you see that the investor jumped in the market, then you should follow the footsteps. Do not just gamble and guess and assume. Okay. Wednesday, you have US ISM, non-manufacturer BMI. Then after that, pound news will be on Thursday. Looks strong. Pound news coming up here. So official bank rate. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on in pound. Pound already priced in nicely. Probably going to be pulled back before we continue back up momentum. I will show you later on in the chart. CAD coming up as well. Some news on Friday, of course. Non-farm payroll as well. First Friday every month. Remember that always in the back of your head. So dollar was down already. Hold a little bit of Friday. We'll see this week how it's going to behave in before we come back up. Probably it's going to pull back before we continue more momentum down. So the pullback of up momentum for a dollar index will give us opportunity for pound and dollar, euro to pull back down after this big momentum up. So if you put these two together in context, it's quite important to understand how the market works. So if the Nasdaq is dollar index is going back up, dollar basically getting paid, and whoever against the dollar, it will go down, which is a pound, cable, euro, Aussie, US, what else? New Zealand. All the pairs will be affected, of course, because the dollar is it's the biggest driver in the market. Okay, because everyone using dollar to buy stock, right? The US stock or buy oil, right? So you got two factors here. So you should keep that in mind. Always dollar index. You need to be watch if you're trading something against dollar. If you're trading something else, of course, it's always connected. If you're trading Aussie, you need to find out what dollar does. Is Aussie strong against it or weak against it? Then you can trade Aussie against something else. That's how it works. Is the network is all connected in one. Is like a chain reaction. Right. Let's move to the index. Is the index here. We look at pound. You see that nicely. We come all the way down here. We'll break out of this channel, right? We'll break out of it, retesting it, and we'll break that swing high, and we'll keep going up. So my expectation is to see a little bit of pullback here at the breakout and continuation back up. That pullback will be pricing maybe a couple days down the week until dollar index coming back up a little bit to this breakout, for example, or just around the 2 moving average, 20 moving average. Let's see which one will come out first. If that coming pull back, probably euro and pound will pull back as well, opposite side. So this is going down. As you can see, this is going up. This is going up. So pound is driven by the weakness of dollar. There's no big news going on, but this week we have some news on pound. So probably going to see some 1 day or two pullback until the news then push back up again. We'll see that on cable, and that will cause dollar be a little bit weaker. Still, if dollar is getting strong and pound getting strong, maybe we'll bounce back up and come back down again. It's not going to be a solid candle patterns, so just watch out for that. Um, I'm not sure what's going to happen from here, guys. So just watch where is the market going and try to follow the footsteps of the big player. I don't have a crystal ball here, but I have knowledge. I have experience on candlestick and chart patterns and what driving the market. That's what you really need. That's the tools you need in order to create trade ideas. So as we see that up, down, and sideways here, of course. This is going sideways. The stock as well is not making a decision yet. So yen as well is just yen not purely moving by the stock, but the affected majority of the yen momentum is regard the stock. So stock going up, yen is going down. If stock going down, yen is going up. New Zealand as well, you see that ahead of the news, we talked about it. So its momentum is really building up. We'll break above below this big red giant candle on index here, coming back down, pull back to the moving average, and we'll break below it. So continuation down. I think this is it. The reason being as well, there is double top, triple top. 1, 2, 3. We have a failure here coming back down. We'll be watching out for this level. If it's going to give you a failure, try to retest and continue down, or we actually bounce and come back up. Um, I'm sure all of you have this link for this indices. Um, Swiss, you see that Swiss couple candle up and it couldn't push higher. If you look back in history where we are, we're really around here now. I'll try to break out of this. I think a wave down or sideways around here it will be a very good idea. Sideways basically. So this is not going anywhere for me. Aussie just to have a nice pattern up there. Affiliate to continue up. Coming back down wave 2, wave 3, there's definitely is going to be playing the market, indicating that Aussie started getting weaker now. It's been strong for a while now. This is a V shape coming back up. That's the pandemic time. A pandemic start to lose a little bit, but we still talk about wave 2 of Corona. So if the stock start to collapse, we will see Aussie coming back down again. It will be a very good trade. Aussie, pound, and euro. These three together, these two deals will be very, very good. So we see indication of cold feet. We couldn't really push higher here. We'll come below this swing high, and that's give us as a failure to continue up. They try one more time, but they've been punched back down. So I think that's where we're gonna drop down. Um, CAD, you see CAD that I like this pattern. I think CAD will start to show some momentum this week with some news coming up as well. You see that a bounce below this level, right away the following day, come back above this level, above water, and now we are here. So we close green all day. We're probably gonna pull back and continue back up at least to the 20 moving average. Then from there we'll see what happens. So let's move on to the chart. That's S&P 500. Let me just remove everything. That's all-time highs here, guys. That's where we bounced above the swing. We almost will have a failure, coming back in again, and we have not much money. There's not much money in the market at the moment. Everyone worried about the second coronavirus wave. So we touch almost the bottom of this channel, bounce back up on Friday, indicating that every time come back down has been brought. Every time come near the 20 moving average has been brought. Okay. So I tell you what happened. I think what happened is by the time the stock market opened, come back down, and they couldn't push it up more than they could because there's a lot of buy defending this. So every time they push down, they push it up. Every time they push down, they push it up. They could do that for a while until some have some solid news. One of this bulls and bears, one of them is going to give up. Then will be momentum up or down. They're all waiting on the more solid news of coronavirus, if it's going to be a cure or is going to be another wave. Okay, Nasdaq, we open with a gap. Of course, all you know if you're watching the news, we have some good earning of Nasdaq and all of them, Amazon, Facebook, and all these guys, the one that drive in Nasdaq will have a big momentum on Thursday with a gap, then Friday open, went down, come back up. So it's all been priced in, and everyone just exit up there, I guess, and come back down again. And the brought more time is a cheap to buy down here, of course, after the big news, big earning. So I think Nasdaq is with less effort will continue back up. The next target, of course, there is nothing to say about that. All we can do, we can use exchange retracement, Fibonacci. I did it in the wrong way. I should. Ah, let me do one more time. 1, 2, 3. So the next target could be uh, that one here. I'm gonna put a line here so we can remove this. I don't like too much lines on the chart. 1656, that could be the next target in the next few weeks. Then after that, the following target is this one, 1618. Not sure if we can reach that by end of August or before that. Let's see what's happening here. So that's the next target in mind. If we reach that one by, then what I'll do, just extend this a little bit, extend this channel, also extend this one. And let's see what happened here. So if you come back up here, try to test, come back, it's gonna play that way, and the moving average will be following by. It's keep trending up anyway. All these companies, the top 100 companies in US, they're always in the money. They're always earning money because it's digital. They're all digital. Most of them digital. The biggest one was Amazon, Facebook, Google. What else? Tesla. All these guys in there. They push in this market. If you remember the S&P 500 around here, even below the all-time highs when we reached it at the pandemic. Now look, Nasdaq is just really big gap here. There's a very huge gap between them. However, they move in together hand in hand, but we have a big earning or big difference. Okay, gold nicely Friday pushed all the way up, right? And we touched 1985. 2000 is not far now. I think it's gonna do that for a while. Then suddenly we'll break through the 2000. Probably gonna go 2080, the next level here. Let me just get to monthly. Yeah, that's the next level here. Let me mark that as well. Could be one, and could be the following this one too here, right there. So that's what I have in mind. I think that could be very easy being achieved this month. Remember, today is the 1st of August, so the new month's getting started now. A very, very strong momentum if you remove everything away. You see that consolidation here. We break out, retesting, and we break through. So the following months, I'm going to give you a little bit like a wick like that. Some buyer that exit their position, that close their months, pull back up, and continuation back up to the few next level. Let me put this back on. So the next level is going to be here. It's not too far. Probably will push down during this month. Then we'll push back up here, come back down again. The following months will do the same, so on and so forth. So that's a monthly view, guys. But the daily, of course, if you look even to the low time frame, you should look for the pattern itself. So far we're trending. Probably going to do a range here. So what I will do as well, just to be realistic uh, ways. So that's a range here for now. Could do that for a while, maybe down, come back up again, then we'll break higher. That range can be extended as well. I don't know how far that range can go for, but we will leave it here. So we're watching this out on the daily. Go to low time frame, hourly. You see that we already built that range. We have a failure down, coming back up, retesting the breakout, and bounce from there. I would like to see it come back down again or above the 20 moving average and continue back up. That will indicate the range is over. If we break out, we close, retest continuation, break the last swing. So if we break out here, come back, and we have one swing high, and we break above it, that's called trending. Okay. Bitcoin is keep going up as well as dollar is weak. It's very interesting pattern that all not this is not all-time highs, but the all-time highs, of course, is 19,000. Now we have a low here. Let's see how far that will want to go. Possibly wanted to go to the previous high, penetrate it, come back, try to isolate a little bit, go down first, come back up again. Let's see how they're gonna play. I think that's start respecting support and resistance for some time now. It started building up history. All right, so that's your history of Bitcoin. If you're purely trading Bitcoin, we also have some resistance here. If you're gonna play that game, right, of support and resistance, here we go. We have some resistance already in the play. We'll have one here, two, three, four, and bounce down from it. Really big momentum down, down. Let's see that was gonna do that the same or not. However, we're trading against the dollar. If the dollar is weak, then we're expecting Bitcoin to keep going up. But if dollar start to pull back from next week, I expect that to come back down to retest the breakout, at least with pound and euro, cable and euro. So that's my picture of it. I think that's going to happen unless dollar getting weaker, start ahead of the Monday. Okay, oil. See that oil popped up, come back to the 61 Fibonacci from the high to the low, the previous swing high, swing low, and we kind of stopped here. You see that below the 20 moving average, bounce back up, and that's still inside the range. We come back inside the range now. I'm looking to retest the range down, break, and continue down. And that's what I'm looking for. As I said as well, we are so Friday, Thursday, all week, last week, the like contract has been closed. They closed the contract on future because the end of the month. So the new month has started. We see a wick here. I reckon that it can come back up one more time before we go down, or if he hold well, green candle, because all these guys are buyers, these guys are sellers. You're right. The following day, there were more seller. They exit the position. Now it's become a buyers on Friday. So let's see what happened on Monday. But this is very weak momentum. It didn't really push all the way to really override all these sellers. So there's still seller in the market that didn't exit yet. The expectation is the following from tomorrow night, probably going to see some momentum more down to break this low and maybe further to this red line. We already touched the 39 as I reckoned before, and now we'll be looking for a 70, 37. Dollar index, as you can see that we already start to be priced in dollar index. We didn't see that candle somewhere else before. We saw it here once, but that was inside a big swing high, swing low. However, we are at the bottom of a swing low, and we see this candle one more time. So picture this in your head and try to achieve it here. So probably going to be push up, 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 then we'll drop down again. Probably going to be something similar to it, then we'll drop down again. Let's see if we will even try to get near the 20 moving average or not. Euro as well does the same thing, exactly the same opposite. So probably gonna lose and lose momentum until we come near the 20 moving average, spike down, probably we come back up very much indeed because we have a really good momentum up, going up really straight up. Pullback is going to be in a play. You could target the 38% or 50%, whatever come first, and you start breaking your position for long position continuation back up because the momentum is up anyway. Also, you have to be watching dollar index. Cable does the same thing, of course, because now we're against the dollar. So if you remember the last time I talked about we broke above here, guys, we're going to go to 130. From 130, we very much indeed we're going to touch that trend line. We did achieve that very well. We touched the trend line and we're coming back down on Friday. I expect that we'll pull back a little bit and pull back, then probably continuation back up. By the time the 20 moving average come nearby the average price, then we'll continue back up. Overall, it's a very nice momentum on the monthly as well. If you just let me hide the stuff away. Very strong momentum. We used to see it back then. Back here, where? Here, monthly see it 2 months in a row going up. Third month is sideways, fourth month up. So we have 1 month, two. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Is overall in the monthly is a big. It's not hard for you to trade the monthly, but of course you go down to the low time frame. But the month is showing bull momentum. Okay, so went down sideways. Okay, if we just that was a trend line here. There's a one here, I think. Yeah. If I push it back up again, here we go. Ah, this is not showing here. Okay. Back to the daily then. We'll look at the daily. But anyway, the monthly is more up momentum, up momentum. So we're looking for a pullback, then showing sign of continuation back up. I will be in that market. Break above, retest and continue. or go down and continue down. So failure break is so many possibility. No one know there's no only one rule for the market. Market can do anything anytime. Market always right. Remember that. So watch out for that. We have some pattern for reversal. It's not a reversal, but it's acting as a highs here as well. And we don't really touch the high yet, but we come to the trend line as I kind of predicted, because that's a wave here. One pullback, two. We have a small one here, another one, and breaks through, and very strong momentum. That's also because of dollar index is weak. Pound yen, I talked about that. It could be sideways, but indeed break above with dollar pound cable. If cable going up, the rest of the pound pairs will go up as well, except Aussie. Okay, because Aussie is pound Aussie, because pound Aussie and pound New Zealand, sorry, they are connected more likely with the stock, so they can hold ground a little bit, but they can be weaker a little bit against pound. So far we come back down, come back up, retest, pull back, and continue back up on the play. So let's see what happens. But very strong daily momentum here. That is 230 pips. Very nice. I like it. I was a little bit skeptic about it because of yen and the stock, but it looks good. It looks indeed good. We have a pullback, touch the moving average, and we'll start to break on the low time frame. Of course, if you see that continuation back up, let's see if that's going to happen one more time. But we're far away from the 20 moving average. It's not going to be retested until further, maybe a little bit down the line. But definitely this will be breaking, looking strong. We didn't really spend much time down here. Come back straight away, not too far. The last time we've been here was June. End of July, we'll come back up to the same price. So 8th of June, 30th of July, and we'll come back up 31st. So that's a good sign of continuation back up. Pound Aussie, nicely keep going above the 20 moving average that I was expecting. I'm looking for a pullback 20 moving average, then I will take it from there. That will be a very good trade. I did not trade it myself yet. I was waiting for this. I traded a few times in the middle. I win and lost in the middle. Guys, as well, I lose money. Don't think I don't lose money. I'll always lose, but I lose small. But when I earn big. So I'll cover my losses easily. Maybe 10% of my winning. Okay. I move 50 trade, and I can make 10 trade. That 10 trade successful, and 50 trade they're not successful, but that all of them very small amount of losses. Okay, I don't wait for my stop loss to be hit. If it doesn't work, I exit immediately and reassess, wait, and re-enter the market. Okay, so yeah, I'm waiting for pullback here from a breakout, then continuation back up. If we really bounce off the way before the 20 moving average, I will be buying above this swing. If it come down slowly to the moving average and start to show that I'm coming back up, I will start to buy the last swing if I see it. If it's not touching the 20 moving average and it started to show that it really doesn't want to go there anymore, I will buy above this swing high. I'll be targeting these levels here, this level here. Okay. Pound New Zealand, same goes nicely up, very nice momentum up, but we almost close to resistance, plus some news of New Zealand coming up in play this week. So expectation of pullback and continuation definitely is going to be in play. If you drop down again to that trend line, bounce back up, I'll be a buy above this line, or be measure move, equal measure move. That could be a long-term trade around these levels, right? Bound CAD, if you recall that, guys, I talked about the W, a nice W here, and break out of it. We'll come around these levels, and we'll talk about this closes, and we went all the way up to this close here, right there. That's close here. There's a lot of closes and opening from swing or failure. That's what we're looking for to exit our trades. Okay, looks nice and lovely. We have a nice continuation wave. Looking for a pullback and continuation back up. I'll be more interested to buy above this, but we're very close to really swings here. So I will be looking for a deep pullback so I can buy it back again. Also, there's some CAD news coming up this week, so keep that in mind. Swiss, as you can see, sideways. Pound as well was strong. Both of them a little bit holding that ground. Myself, I don't trade Swiss. We didn't really move far from that range. Overall, we have a big range here. We didn't really come even near the little bit of the highs here. because pound was strong as well, but it didn't really push much. So I don't really like this pair anyway to trade it. So I stay out of it, I reckon. But you have other pairs to trade. You don't have that. You shouldn't not spread all your money everywhere. You can trade maybe 2 or 3 assets. You practice and you back testing and they produce. If they don't produce, there's no reason to get into it. It's waste of money and time because this very cost money to overnight. They don't move much. If you're wrong, you think that because it doesn't move much, but will cost you swaps. Okay. Okay, guys, this is it. Thanks very much for being here. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and like, leave a comment, ask me questions. I'll be happy to reply to you, or I just call you in the stream. And guys, do not risk more than you afford to lose. Only risk a maximum of 2% every time you trade. Limit your risk daily daily losses, or daily target. Do not be greedy and try to make more. Otherwise, you're going to lose more than you expect to earn. Okay. Okay, guys. Thanks very much. You have a great weekend. I'll talk to you on Monday. Cheers. Bye.